Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Krista Joy from DisneyWays.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Disney Parks Podcast. We have a very special guest with us this evening. It is Cara Goldsbury, the author of yet 2 Disney luxury books. She is also the Chief Executive Concierge at Glass Slipper Concierge. She is the Disney expert on luxury, Disney vacations, and Disney experiences. Her new book is out, and it is The Luxury Guide to Walt Disney World Resort: How to Get the Most Out of the Best Disney Has to Offer. That just rolled right off the tongue, Cara.
Good.
Well, welcome back to the show. Okay, so the new book, The Luxury Guide to Walt Disney World Resort. I'm going to kind of abbreviate it there a little bit. This thing is now my new friend. I think I may sleep with this tonight.
So you're talking about the Walt Disney World Resort or the Luxury Guide to Disney Vacations? That's a
The Luxury Guide to Disney Vacations.
Yes, I have 2 books. So,
2 books.
Yes.
The new one, right? The Luxury Guide to Disney Vacations: How to Get the Most Out of Your Disney Has to Offer. I am fascinated with the amount of stuff that you have crammed in this book. It is. I don't know how long it took you to write this, Cara.
Well, it's always an ongoing thing with me. I'm constantly at a Disney destination doing something, whether it's the cruise line, Disneyland, Adventures by Disney, Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Did visits to Hawaii. Terrible thing to have to do, but visits to Hawaii. I'm just constantly updating and getting ready for the next edition and working on what's new and different and revisiting. Right. Suites and restaurants. If you waited a year or so and started all over again, it would take forever to write.
Yeah. A lot of times on the podcast, we're talking to people about how to save money and how to get to Disney on a shoestring budget. I think this is the complete polar opposite of any of those shows we've ever done.
I'm afraid so.
This is no shoestring budget. There is no way to get around spending money in this.
We all know Disney can be an expensive proposition sometimes, and I think most of my suggestions are the most expensive. But it's really for people who want to, again, get the most out of the best Disney has to offer. People who really want a luxury, upscale trip to a Disney destination. And there are so many people out there whose children are clamoring, of course, to go to Disney. It's always on their bucket list. And the more the kids talk about it at school, the more they feel like they have to go. I'm always getting someone calling me going, we don't want to go, but we have to go to Walt Disney World. And then, so I say, well, let's just plan this trip for you. And we're going to, make a fabulous perfect trip for you. And then sure enough, I get an email or I talk to them when they get back and they're ready to go back. Once they realize that they really can have a fabulous vacation.
Yeah. Is there a way to do some luxury Disney and still have a budget?
Oh, of course. I think what you can do, of course, is always work with the promotions, maybe go at a slower time of year when those specials are out there, because believe it or not, the promotions are even available on suites now. So you can get a suite with a discount. But say if you're staying at a moderate resort or you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge or Wilderness Lodge, they're deluxe resorts, but they're less expensive deluxe resorts, mostly because they're not as convenient as the other deluxe resorts and the rooms are smaller. But what you can do is you can mix in some really fabulous experiences, maybe a fireworks cruise, maybe a dinner at Victoria and Albert's, something special that is really going to make you feel like you have a more upscale vacations, because so much of it is the parks. And if you don't do a VIP tour, that's a way, that's within everyone's budget. But just adding in these special experiences can really make you feel like you've had a luxury vacation.
Yeah. Do any of the moderates have what we would call luxury or stylish, upgrades? Or are they all just...
Well, I am not an expert on the moderate resorts, and I'll tell you that right now. I don't really study them too much, and I don't spend a lot of time there. But I know that like Coronado has kind of a concierge type level with some suites, some larger rooms. So that's something that someone could do as a moderate. As far as special experiences, of course, they can always take advantage of, say, a VIP tour or anything that is at some of the more deluxe resorts, the nicer restaurants, but nothing that's really jumps out at me as far as, a luxury experience at a moderate resort.
Yeah. Okay. I know part of the, the fun, I think, of a Disney vacation is the planning of the Disney vacation. And I guess a lot of people that, are looking for that luxury are probably not doing the planning themselves. They're probably saying, hey, Cara, I want to stay here, 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 or here. These are the parks I want to go. This is how long I want to stay. Go. So, do you have tips for people that are, want a luxury vacation, maybe some planning or research that they should do before they call you and say, hey, Cara?
Well, I think most people that call me or call my agents, who are all experts at the luxury side of Disney destinations, they've all been either talking to their friends and they have a million ideas, many of them which are false, or they're totally overwhelmed. That is what we get more than anything, is I am so overwhelmed with this whole process. I really thought I could do it myself, and I don't even know where to start. So they really want us to narrow it down for them, to give them advice, to make suggestions. One of the things that we do is we send out a questionnaire that gives them all sorts of ideas of what's available to them that they may not know about, but it also gives us an idea of what they're interested in, whether it's VIP tours, whether it's dinner at Victoria and Albert's, do they want childcare? So that way we can really narrow down how luxurious of a vacation that they want and really make some great suggestions for them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that you send them that survey up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney should do that. Send everybody a survey.
Actually, it's sort of. When you stay in concierge, a lot of times the concierge itinerary planners will send you sort of a questionnaire.
Yeah.
But I think you really have to get to know the personality of the person you're working with, what they're used to. I mean, I have people that fly in on private jets, and that they're going to want the very best. That's you just have to really get to know the person, and a lot of them are on a budget. Yes, they're staying at a deluxe resort, but they don't want to go out there and spend a fortune. So sprinkling in those really fun things to do for them, whether it's a cruise, if they go on a cruise, let's talk about a nice, maybe a spa villa for you and your husband or your partner or whatever for half a day, kind of do those fun little touches. Definitely let's plan Remy for you for dinner one night, or of course Paulo. Again, always wherever you go at a Disney destination, there's always something really special, many things very special that you can add in to make it a luxury vacation.
Yeah, that's a kind of a good segue. So people that are arriving to Disney World via a commercial airline, are there ways that
which is the majority?
Sure, but I like the private jet comment. Is there ways that they can get from the airport, without getting on Disney's Magical Express?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most of our clients do private transfers. We have a company that we love working with, Garden Tours and Transportation, but there are many private transfer companies out there that can pick you up in anything from, and of course it depends on the size of your party, from a sedan to an SUV, which mostly I find the SUVs are the most popular, a van, or if they have a larger party, either a van, which is the least expensive option, to a Mercedes Sprinter, which is, a definitely more upscale, choice if you have a larger group.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's great. I mean, they're there to meet you when you get come down the escalator, say at Walt Disney World. They're there at the bottom of the escalator. They help you with your luggage. Your car is right outside, and you're there in 30 minutes.
Right.
Versus however long it takes for Magical Express to stop, maybe up to 4 times before they get you to your resort.
Yeah. Well, it's at least 20, 30-minute wait in the line. Then the bus comes. It's an hour
Well,
ride.
yeah, and it depends.
Yeah.
Did you get on that bus at the end?
Right.
Then it takes off. That's great. But when you're the first one on the bus, you might sit there for a
Yeah.
while. So
Or-
it all depends,
Yeah.
Or are you the first one to drop off? That's great. You really feel like it's a fabulous experience. But then when you're the fourth one to drop off, it's not.
Yeah. Or the bus just left, and now you have to wait for the next
The
bus.
bus just, of course. That is at the parks. It's
That-
like always. And that's my MO. It's
Yeah.
like, there's the bus.
That's me. They're going, oh, wait, Tony's here. All right, time to go.
Well, if you do a VIP tour, you have someone who picks you up at your resort.
Yeah.
They drive you in through the back of the parks, and they drive you back out through the back of the parks and drop you at your hotel. So you never have to think about a bus at the parks either.
So let's talk about some accommodations. There's, I guess, deluxe rooms, moderate rooms. All right, so once I get to a deluxe, there's, I guess, regular rooms, there's suites, there's junior suites, there's villas, there's probably presidential, vice presidential. What are the options? What, is one better than the other?
Well, it all depends on what resort you're at. So, Grand Floridian has, 10 different categories, where Wilderness Lodge would have less, or Disneyland Hotel has less. So it all varies according to the resort. And the way they break it down, of course, are your rooms that are non-concierge.
Right.
And so they could be garden, depends on your view. If you're on the monorail, you might have a lagoon view, you might have a theme park view, where if you're at Epcot, you would have just a standard view of the front of the resort, a garden view, and a pool water view. Then you get into concierge, and those can be different views, whether it's a garden view,
Right.
whether it's a theme park view. So it just really depends on the resort. And then it gets into suites, which according to the resort can be varied. Usually there's always a presidential, a vice presidential. Sometimes there's more than one presidential, like at the yacht club. But that can vary tremendously. Grand Floridian has tons of different types of suites, and it's very difficult to understand how different they can be. But then, say, Beach Club has, just a few types of suites. So that's when you need an expert that really understands the suites.
So what do you think is the best presidential or vice presidential suite at Disney World here in Florida?
At Disney World?
Yeah.
I think my favorite, it's the Royal Asante at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just so fabulous. But, the Animal Kingdom Lodge, as wonderful as it is going to be pretty much your most inconvenient deluxe resort.
Right, yeah.
So there's a trade-off there. Something that would be more convenient. I really love the views from the Contemporaries 14th floor suites,
Right.
especially the theme park. And
Okay.
they just renovated those about a year and a half ago. So
Yep.
they're looking pretty spiffy.
Right.
And I always say, what's your favorite? Everybody goes, what's your favorite resort? What's your favorite suite? Well, it depends on when it was renovated last. I have my favorites for a while, and then I'll go, and I won't be recommending that resort for a while because it's time to renovate.
If you ask Disney, will they tell you the last time the rooms have been renovated?
No, you just have to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes concierge itinerary planning helps me, but I just keep up with it. And I'm constantly looking at suites. I was at Animal Kingdom Lodge for the Mine Train event about a month ago, and they showed me all the suites that were open. So I could see that they had been upgraded as far as the bedding, like all the rooms have recently been done at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. They've gotten rid of the bedspreads, and everything just looking a whole lot lighter and spiffier.
Yeah.
And so they did that in the suites too. They didn't change a whole lot, but they did the bedding. And something just like doing the bedding makes a huge difference. Where at the Grand Floridian, they are redoing all of the standard guest rooms. And it's pretty much a totally new look. The bathrooms pretty much look the same, but that wallpaper's gone. The furniture has changed. The bedding looks fabulous. It really needed it, and it's looking really good. But they haven't renovated the suites yet.
Do you have your a favorite Grand Villa?
I really like Bay Lake Towers Grand Villa, but
Okay.
of course I do love the new villas at the Grand Floridian. Those are so nice.
Okay.
You're right there at the Grand Floridian. They just have a beautiful look, and I'm thinking almost that might be my favorite, but you don't have the views that you have at the Grand Villa at Bay Lake Tower.
I've been at the Bay Lake Tower Grand Villas, and yes, those are spectacular. I love them. I like that they're 2 floors because you can be doing something downstairs and people still can be, well, kind of sleeping upstairs.
And of course, Kidani, Animal Kingdom Lodge Villas, Kidani have the same layout as Bay Lake Tower. So they're 2-story too. So those are very nice also. And Kidani has, I think, a really peaceful sense there. I don't know what it is. I always feel so calm when I'm over there. It's a different experience, and it really depends on your personality, whether or not Bay Lake Tower is the best for you or something like Kidani.
We're staying September at the Grand Floridian Grand Villa, so...
Oh, you lucky thing. Wow.
That's nice to be a DVC member.
Oh, yes, but you must have really had to jump to get that. You didn't buy there.
No, I did not buy there.
But you traded there.
My home resort is Bay Lake Tower, but
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, they're just so beautiful.
Yeah, that's why we're not leaving the room. Our goal is we're just.
I would stay in the room and get your money's worth.
Yeah. We found out there was a media room. We figured, well, we're just going to get a bunch
There's
of
one right
popcorn.
Off the master bed, kind of by the master. So, yes.
Yeah. Just going to hang out.
Get your popcorn, get some movies, and, whatever. My only concern with the villas at the Grand Floridian is, and I've yet to stay there since they've opened, but I really want to know how the resort is going to handle those additional people. Because I'm just concerned that maybe the pools are going to feel more crowded because there's no pool. It's one of the few villas that doesn't have its own pool area. So that's my only concern with the villas.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know.
You're
going to go when it's busy? Next month? Well, it'll be busy, yeah.
No, we're going September. We're going in
September.
The
it'll be slow.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to the off-season, so I won't tell you how busy it is.
Yeah, I know. Let me know at Christmas.
Yeah. No, won't be.
Oh boy.
We spoke to the regional vice president of the new Four Seasons opening up.
I saw that. I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
Yeah.
But, yes.
So, what do you think of the Four Seasons coming to town? Is that a game changer?
I'm so excited for
we already have a Waldorf, and
we already have a Waldorf, but the Four Seasons, I think, is going to be a step above in that. Just one thing is this pool area is going to be the island. I forgot what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Is going to be amazing. And remember, Four Seasons is going to have a children's program, a youth program from like 9 to 5 every day that's complimentary.
Holy mackerel.
Yes, so that is something the Waldorf doesn't have. They do have a children's program, but it's not complimentary. I love the Waldorf, but I think the Four Seasons everyone is so excited for it. Again, it's not going to be terribly convenient. You're going to have to take some sort of transportation to all 4 parks, but they do have some spectacular views. I've taken a hard hat tour and been on that top floor, and it is amazing.
Yeah, that's what... It may be a great place. I'm hoping that I can go have some dinner and then see Illuminations and Wishes all from the same spot.
Right, you will. Now, I'm just wondering because it was still, I went in March, end of March, maybe the first week of April. And you still couldn't quite tell, but there's going to be a limited space outside the veranda, which is going to be probably the toughest ticket in town.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering you're going to be able to see from indoors at that restaurant. Now, you can always book the Royal Suite or the Presidential Suite and, have amazing verandas wrapping around and all those views. But you can actually rent out the floor where the Royal and the Presidential are. You can literally rent the entire floor out and it all connects, I think.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that... the rooms don't adjoin in the same way as traditionally we do, with a door in the middle.
It's more of European.
Yeah.
It's what European call interconnecting, where you walk into, and I've seen this because they did have a room, but you walk into like a foyer almost that has a door off of each one.
Right.
Right. So it is a little different.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Listen, I'm excited that there's new places to eat on Disney property.
I know. We always want to eat, don't we?
I think that, well, the last time we were together, that's all we did was drink.
I know. Well, it's the Chardonnay thing.
Now, somebody was telling me, too, with the Four Seasons, that when you book your trip, they, I guess you fill out this, like this survey of, how do you like the room temperature? What kind of pillows do you like?
Well, that's Four Seasons. I mean,
Yeah,
it is
right?
all about how they're going to service their guest. And it is going to be a tough competition for Disney because Four Seasons is another level of service. And so I'm kind of anxious to see if anything will change with Disney. I don't know. Anyone that goes to Four Seasons understands because they are just top notch in everything they do.
Yeah, I'm excited. My friends kid me and call me Mr. Valet, so...
Mr. Valet, why?
Because I never park my own car anywhere I go.
Well, you don't have to park your... I don't even think you can self-park there.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think you can. And I'm anxious to see how they're going to do the transfers.
Yeah.
So I know they're going to be Four Seasons type transfers. So, and you can also do like a town car for $18 each way or something, which I think is a bargain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would imagine that. I don't think that they're going to put this. I know, like the swan, the dolphin, and the hotels on Hotel Boulevard. Don't go to the same Disney bus stops. I have a feeling this is going to have its own Disney bus stop because...
Well, I don't know because the Waldorf drops off at the Magic Kingdom. It drops off at the Transportation and Ticket Center.
Yeah, right.
So I think they're going to have to do that. I don't think they're going to be able to park at the Magic Kingdom. That's always the odd one,
Right.
I don't think they're going to be able to park there where the other buses are. I'm almost positive.
We'll see what happens. I know they're taking reservations now, so if you want to book your trip...
They are.
Go to Four Seasons.
Taking reservations and opening the first week of August, right?
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on making some dining reservations soon.
Now, you know that the one on the top floor is not going to be open with the grand opening.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yes, but I think shortly after, like a month after.
Yeah.
And the golf course won't be open at grand opening either.
Yeah. Well, we have hopefully we're going to be doing a podcast with the director of food and beverage, so hopefully they'll give us the skinny.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
Gotta listen to that one.
Yeah, give us the food. I don't care about the hotel. I want to know about the food.
I want the whole package. I want the whole package. And the spa and...
Yeah. Well, if you do the whole package, let me know. I'll come take
Yeah, well, I have to
pictures.
do the whole package because it's definitely going in the next book.
Yeah. Well, that's another reason now you can update your book. You can add the whole Four Seasons chapter.
That's right.
Okay, so I've gotten there. I'm in my room. Now I'm a crazy person. I want to go to the parks. What's the best way for, as I said, my friends call me Mr. Valet. Let's say I don't want to wait in lines. I, totally dismiss this fast pass system thing they have. What's the best way to get around?
Well, to me, the only way is a Disney VIP tour, an official one, because you're going to be able to get fast pass access to most fast pass attractions.
Right.
Now, Anna and Elsa and something else. There's a couple of things that they don't do. I think even strangely enough, unless they've changed it, Enchanted Tales with Belle, they don't do it.
Okay.
And I'm wondering about the Mine Train. That's really the way to do it. The new Fast Pass Plus is great, but you've got 3 and then you have to make them one at a time. So, it's not going to be the same. Whereas with a VIP tour, you're going to get to a Fast Pass attraction and get in the Fast Pass line pretty much.
Yeah. And they pick you up at your resort.
They pick you up at your resort.
Take you to whatever park you want to go to.
Right. Or you can meet them. You're going to be charged for the minute they pick you up.
Okay.
So a lot of my clients, say if they have a breakfast at the Magic Kingdom, they'll meet them after breakfast.
Right. Okay.
But they pick you up. They bring the car seats. They usually bring like a Suburban. It depends on the size of your party.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they usually drive you through a back entrance. So you have to have your tickets ready and to go because you're not going to be going in the regular turnstiles.
Right.
you've just got a really savvy tour guide that's going to steer you in the best possible way, give you some Disney trivia along the way,
Right.
and some Disney history. And, you've got those fast pass lines, but you're talking, depending on the season, it's either $3.15 an hour or with a minimum of 6 consecutive hours, or $3.55 in the higher seasons. And it's the same price at Disneyland also. They do the exact same thing at Disneyland, but they meet you at the parks, because Disneyland's another ball game. Everything's walkable, the driving's not necessary. So they usually meet you either at the parks, or they'll meet you in your lobby.
So that price per hour does not include park tickets?
Does not include park tickets.
Oh,
But honestly, Universal is, I think, even more expensive when
Really?
it's down to per hour. Yes.
Wow.
I was just pricing for someone. It's like, maybe it's about the same. It's over $3,000 a day.
Yeah. Now, if I remember, the price per hour is up to 10 people too. It's not like $3.15.
It's up to 10 people. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Where Universal, it's like up to, I want to say 4 or 5, and then you have to pay per person after that. So, but you have 10 people if you have, and that counts babies. So you have 10 people and a baby, you're going to have 2 tour guides, and you pay for 2 tour guides.
Yeah. So really, during the busy season, if you have 10 people, get 10 of your friends together at
Not that
Christmas
bad.
time at $3.55 an hour divided by 10. That's peanuts.
I'm glad you said that.
That's peanuts.
See, there is a way to save money.
Yeah, see?
Doing it the luxury way.
Don't go by yourself. Get 9 of your friends to come with you. Make them pay
But
for it.
let me tell you, if you want to book in the holiday seasons, they open 90 days out. Be on that phone,
Wow.
3 months out, because as it gets closer to the holidays, they do not have availability.
Oh, wow.
You're going to be on a wait list.
That is crazy.
Well, it's sort of like the suites. Everyone thinks, oh, they're so expensive, they're going to be so easy to get. And it's really just the opposite. It's very difficult to find suites and VIP tours.
Yeah. How hard is it to hire somebody to drag somebody around the park? I mean, come on. What kind of skills do you need for that? Feet?
Well,
Feet in the mouth?
they want them to be specialists at what they do.
All right. Okay. Dining experience. This is my favorite part, because I know there are places that I've not been yet. I've been to almost every restaurant on property, but I've not been to, chef tables and private rooms and wine things. And so, what are some of the great hidden dining places besides Victoria and Albert's, which I want to get to? Where else can I go, Cara?
Well, a lot of them, if you're talking about private dining rooms, offer that. Jico's one. Of course, you can do that with I always say it wrong, I think it's the Wanyama Safari, where you have to be a guest of the lodge, but you can go out and early, kind of before sunset, and you get to go out on a truck with a guide out and see all the animals, and then you end up with a private dinner. Jico has a private dining room. When you walk in, it's right off of the little bar there. I think it's called a Cape Town bar. Citrico's has a private dining room, and they do different things. You can either get it for everyone, like do it for your group, but they also offer some wine tasting dinners, I think several times a month. So that's interesting. And Citrico's really is one of my favorite places.
Citrico's gets a bad rap. They really
I don't know
do.
why, because it's consistently good. I never have a bad meal there, and I can't say that about some of the other restaurants.
I agree.
I think it's consistently good. I love Jico too. I always love Jico. Other than that, I'm thinking it through. Of course, Chef's Table's interesting. Queen Victoria's room is really nice too, which is sort of like the Chef's Table. You're going to get those same courses, like 10 courses in either one.
Okay.
So Chef's Table's just hard to get because there's only one reservation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because they don't share that.
I kind of adore the dining room. Everybody says, what should I do? And I've done the Chef's Table. I've done the dining room. And I like the Chef's Table once. And then it's just noisy. It's a totally different experience. You're not going to have this quiet, romantic dinner like you would in the dining room.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of food. 10 courses. I can't eat that. I mean, I did sort of, but it's tough. And then I got the wine pairing with it, and I think I rolled out of there. We were there like 4 hours, I think.
Wow. Now, when you book the Chef's Table, it's not You're not sharing that table. So if I book it, then that's it. It's
if one person books it, you get it.
Yeah.
You're not sharing that table, and
Yeah.
I think everybody thinks you are.
Right.
But you are not. So I think it fits up to like 13 or something. I can't remember. But yes, if there's just the two of you, you have two people. We were there. There were three of us.
Right. Do they have a chef's table experience at California Grill anymore?
No.
Yeah.
They don't.
Mm.
Of course, I really love what they did to California Grill. And have you been in that back room that overlooks Bay Lake?
Yes.
It's just so beautiful in there now.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of before very different feeling. But, you know, everybody wants, of course, we want the view of the castle and all of that. And that's wonderful. But if you come before sunset and you're not there for the fireworks, of course, you can always go out onto one of two catwalks to watch that. But that room is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I've eaten in there quite a few times. Yeah.
Nice.
It is
and
very
of course,
nice
it's my
there.
favorite place to go after dinner, just to go to the lounge there, the bar there, and have a drink.
Yeah, that's very true too. Or sit at the bar and have a drink and some sushi.
Yes, I'm not a sushi person, but the sushi bar is fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. Now, Disneyland posted on the Disney Parks blog a couple weeks ago, maybe even longer, all of the different suites that they have at Disneyland. And I was like, why are they torturing us with this post?
Oh, it's crazy. If you want to talk suites, you got to talk Disneyland, and particularly the Disneyland Hotel.
Okay.
So their specialty suites are wild. I mean, they are not your normal suites. Where the Grand Californian suites are so beautiful. They're kind of in the, like the Mount Whitney and the El Capitan, which are the two presidential suites there, are very Frank Lloyd Wright style. So very sophisticated, you know, very relaxing, just gorgeous. Where the Disneyland suites, we're talking their specialty suites here. The Adventureland suite, the Big Thunder suite, the Mickey penthouse, the Fairy Tale suite, they're all themed. And, you know, for instance, the Adventureland suite and Big Thunder and the Pirates of the Caribbean, their doorbell all does something wild, you know, whether it's Adventureland's drums and, you know, they all got some hidden things. They've got memorabilia. Yeah. You know, the Adventureland suite even has like a bathtub in the middle of the master bedroom, a clawfoot. So, and they have like a rainforest type shower. So those are the most fun. They're very difficult to get. They're expensive. They're just so much fun for kids in particular. And the parents just enjoy watching the kids have so much fun. But one thing that is different about them at the Disneyland Hotel is, remember, there's no balconies.
Oh, interesting.
So you're overlooking the pool. Most of them overlook the pool, but you don't have that balcony. I think one of them has like a French balcony. I want to say it's the Pirates of the Caribbean. But you don't have that wonderful opportunity to sit outside in, you know, Southern California's fabulous weather.
We went on, me and your friend Rick, or our friend Rick.
Yes, my good buddy Rick Howard.
We went to an Adventure by Disney. We went on the one inside the Disneyland park, or the one above the Pirates of the Caribbean. I can't think of the name of that suite. The Dream Suite. Now,
you saw Walt. Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah. So I don't think they're selling that.
Huh?
I don't think they're selling that.
That they don't rent up. But do you know how many people ask us if they can rent that and the one in Magic Kingdom?
Oh, I bet.
Constantly. Of course, they hear, what is it? Tom Cruise's daughter got to stay in the one at the Magic Kingdom. It's like, so that's just an invitation for everyone to think they can stay there. Well, got to be Tom Cruise. But yes, I have not seen that. So, I mean, I think that's one of the, speaking of, you know, Disney vacations, one of the nice things about that Adventures by Disney Backstage Magic Southern California trip is that you get to see that. And that's very rare.
Yeah. That room blew my mind away. It is spectacular and gorgeous, and it has a great balcony. It has a kiss goodnight in every room. The kids' room had the best. I'm not even going to say it because you have to go experience it, because if I tell you, you're just not going to believe me.
Now, you're talking about the one in the castle.
Yeah, the one above the Pirates of the Caribbean in the Disneyland park.
Oh, okay.
I've been in the Cinderella Castle Suite here in Florida, too.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that one is, that one is small. It's not a very large room.
Well, you know what's funny is I was supposed to room with someone at an Earmark conference, which is the Authorized Disney Vacation Planner conference, and I didn't get to go. And she actually won a night in that suite.
Oh, my God.
And it was like, seriously, I could have stayed there, but
Oh, wow.
yes. But there's all kinds of secret places. There's Walt's apartment.
Yep, been there.
Club 33.
Been there.
And of course, they're renovating that right now.
Yeah.
So, and those are the things you got to see on that Adventures by Disney,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Rick also knows somebody who has a membership at Club 33.
Rick and his connections.
I know. It's good to be Rick.
It's good to be Rick.
Okay, so what would be some of your best tips for somebody that wants to do a luxury vacation at Disney, whether it's Disneyland, Aulani, or a cruise line, or Disney World?
Well, start early is my number one tip, because, for instance, Disney Cruise Line.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most fascinating things to me is multi-generational families that want to go and they want to do the best. And on Disney Cruise Line, if you're on it, you can actually rent out the whole bow of the boat on the 12th deck 12,
okay,
which is concierge. There are 2 Royal Suites, which is the Walt Disney and the Roy Disney Suite, kind of on either end of the bow. And then in the middle of that is a 1-bedroom suite. They connect. Then you can also connect to 2 family concierge staterooms. So you can literally take over the whole front of the ship.
Wow.
On deck 12. So, but you can't do that if you wait, a couple of months early. So if you're really wanting some of these luxury experiences and you really want the best suites, book early. The second those Disney Cruise Line trips come out, or say if somebody wants the Royal Asante Suite next Christmas, not this Christmas, next Christmas. You can't get it this Christmas because I've been looking for someone forever. That can actually be booked. Maybe not quite yet, but almost. You can book it ahead, even though the packages haven't come out. You can book it as a room only. They won't give you the exact price, but you can hold it and it's yours. So that's really a start. Again, yes, I'm a travel agent, and yes, I have a travel agency, but anyone that tries to book a luxury trip without a Disney specialized travel agency is really going to miss out on a lot of things. I don't think people realize how much of this needs to be done ahead. And a lot of people maybe that might be looking at a platinum plan where it's pretty much all inclusive, your meals, Cirque du Soleil, fireworks cruises, all sorts of behind the scene tours, all those things you need to have availability. And it's very difficult to get the availability. And it seems like the more luxurious things are, the harder it is to find it available. So if you've got a travel advisor who is going to be looking out for you, they know those deadlines, they know you have to be ready 180 days out. And, if you're in concierge, to be in touch with concierge itinerary planning with you and plan it together, that's going to get you way ahead of the game.
That really is a good tip, because a lot of people think that they can, you know what, let me go to Disney. I'm going to go to Disney World this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can I say something, though?
Sure.
Believe it or not, Disneyland is so loosey-goosey. It is like another whole ball game, because the suites go fast, but everything else is just kind of like always available. It's the strangest thing. Now, when it gets down to, 2 or 3 weeks ahead, it gets a little tougher, but you can't book dining until 60 days prior there. VIP tours are 90, but they're just much more laid back. It's very much more local driven than Walt Disney World. And people just are not into that. I always say that Disney dining is like a blood sport, and they're just not that way at Disneyland.
Somebody made a good, comparison for me. They said Disneyland, California is more like a local park for the people of Southern California. It's their local place to go.
They think so, that's for sure. And the weekends, you know that,
Yeah.
because you could be there and no one's there during the week, and then the weekends just swell.
Right. And then Florida is more of a destination.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of your international, maybe not so much the local, except for me. People are coming here from all over the world because it's a destination.
They do. They do.
There's, Disney World, there's SeaWorld, there's Universal, there's a lot more to do. Not that there's not a lot to do in California, but it's more of a destination than
and a lot of these
park.
international clients, international guests, they take 2 weeks. They're there for 2 weeks because they take long vacations. So they want a lot of things to do. But I think a lot of people are missing the boat by not going to Disneyland, because it is the most charming place to me. And since I wrote this, started writing this book and started really going to Disneyland, it used to be I go for the day or two. I really wouldn't spend too much time there. And I didn't think that much about it. But the more that I researched it and went and spent a week there and stayed at the resorts, the more I came to love it. I mean, it is just so nostalgic. It's so walkable. It's so laid back. It's just a much more relaxing experience than Walt Disney World.
I agree with you. I think it's more of a vacation than it is here in
Exactly.
Florida. People come down here and they make this list of things they have to do. I have to get all these things done. I got Fast Pass. I got Dining Reservation. Blah, blah. It's like Commando. It's like, I have to do it all. And there, I really felt like, I have dinner reservation. Maybe I'll get over there.
Yes. And you know what? I could probably call Napa Rose tonight and make a reservation, and it works.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't have to get on a bus or a cab or drive a car to get to the parks is the most fabulous thing to me.
Yeah. It was funny. The first time I went there, I checked into the Disneyland Hotel, and she told me where my room was. I said, where do I pick up the bus to go to the park? And she did the same thing you're doing. She kind of laughed at me. She goes, what do you mean pick up a bus? I said, well,
Really?
I'm from Florida. I said, I normally get on a bus, a boat, a monorail, a train, something to take me. She goes, no, you just walk.
Right. I mean,
Down
even,
there.
There is a monorail by the Disneyland Hotel, but
Right.
it's really just for fun.
Yeah.
You could
It's
probably
an
get there
attraction.
faster walking.
Yeah, it's an attraction. It's not a mode of transportation
Exactly. It's an attraction. And that's what it was built to be, an attraction.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Cara, I have to say thank you so much for coming on, but I don't want to leave yet. Where can people buy the new book, The Luxury Guide to Disney Vacations?
Best place and the best price is Amazon.com.
Okay. And then where can people find you on the internet if they want to stop by and say hello?
My website is www.luxuryguide.com.
Okay. Perfect.
And a lot of the information about the suites and all the Disney destinations you can find there.
No. You have to buy the book. Or
You have to buy the book too.
Buy the book. Listen, this book is 500 pages of goodness. I already have something bookmarked in here. Your best section here. I love this.
Well, you know what? You can't find that on the website. So the
So there you go.
website's a teaser, but you can get some good information there too.
Yeah. Really, just go buy the book. It's cheaper. It'll save you time and money. Right? The Luxury Guide to Disney Vacations. Go get that. Cara, it's always a pleasure to talk.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. One you wish upon a star, your